Live from Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 9 starts now.
Flights are back on schedule tonight after a bomb threat at the Clinton National Airport shut down outgoing flights for hours. Good evening. I'm Donna Terrell.
I'm Kevin Kelly. Tonight, the airport is back up and running, but as Fox 16's Catherine Johnson shows us, the mystery package is still confusing investigators even at this hour. Catherine.
Kevin and Donna, flights, as much as they can be, are back on schedule, and the airport is back open tonight after the bomb squad was able to remove that suspicious package from the building. However, investigators are having a hard time finding exactly what inside the bag set the dogs off in the first place.
Need you to move back.
TSA evacuated hundreds of displaced passengers at the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport today as the bomb squad investigated a suspicious package that arrived in Little Rock alone.
They brought a dog in and sniffing around. They said they had a couple of suspicious bags.
For 2 hours, passengers sat on the curb waiting. No flights left the airport, but some landed, with airport security directing passengers out on the tarmac rather than through the building itself.
We still can't get our luggage or anything because they got to bring us out the back, and that's scary. Not only that, people are tired.
You go to the big airports, you think, well, maybe it'll happen there, but a little airport like Little Rock,
But after 2 hours of chaos,
but those dogs are trained to alert on explosives.
Little Rock police say the bomb squad couldn't find explosives or anything else suspicious about the bag.
If it's a single package that they found that they feel is suspicious, we would hope that they would isolate it somewhere and let us go about our business.
So as the airlines scramble to make up for the missed connections and hundreds of delays, passengers like the Caldwell family are coming back to claim their luggage another day.
I'm glad, we got here safely and then nothing happened to the umbrella for them to find the problem on the ground and for us to get up in the air and find the problem.
Little Rock police tell me investigators are swabbing every single inch of that piece of luggage, trying to find what could have possibly set these dogs off earlier this afternoon. Live in Little Rock, Catherine Johnson, Fox 16 News.
I tell you what, it's tough when you're a passenger and you're dealing with the delays, but you have to be safe. Tell us about the owner of the bag. Where is that person?
Donna, Little Rock police tell me the FBI was able to question the man who owns that bag in Dallas. He said that he missed his flight, and that's why his luggage came onto Little Rock without him. He was flying back from Mexico. As of right now, no arrests have been made.
All right, Catherine live for us. Catherine, thanks.
A breaking news update tonight. Convicted killer Curtis Reese Jr. is back behind bars after spending 3 days on the run after escaping from the Tucker maximum security prison. U.S. Marshals, state police, and the Arkansas Department of Correction found Reese about 2 miles north of Pangburn in Cleburne County. Pangburn, in case you don't know, was about 85 miles north of the Tucker unit. Fox 16's Josh Rosenthal begins our coverage on this story and shows us where authorities found Reese hiding.
U.S. Marshals found escaped murderer Curtis Reese Jr. hiding in a cave in Cleburne County, just north of Pangburn. Tips from unnamed sources led police to Reese.
I think he was just trying to stay out of jail. He was desperate and he just wanted to stay out of prison. And he did for a few days, but now that's over with.
Reese and another inmate, James Ryan, escaped from prison Monday afternoon, leaving in a water tank atop an 18-wheel tractor trailer and then jumping off. Authorities captured Ryan that day. Reese, though, lasted another 3. He went to prison back in 1998, convicted of luring 2 young men to a vacant lot in Saline County, then robbing and murdering them. Marshals say he didn't say a word once they caught up to him.
The look on his face said it all. He's just done. He's defeated.
The cave authorities found Reese in is practically in Kathy Campbell and Patty Newman's backyards.
It's just a scary thought, somebody out there. I mean, apparently he didn't want nothing to do with us, or he'd been up here before 3 days.
Campbell and Newman say their dog's been barking a lot the past 3 days. That makes sense because marshals believe an accomplice drove Reese here soon after his escape.
Next time the dogs are barking, I'm going to be looking. Pay more attention, I guess.
As for Reese, he'll likely face additional charges, as will anyone else who helped him escape from prison.
Local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, when we get together, we can pretty much get things done quickly. And that's exactly what happened here.
We talked to family members of Lance Kellums, who was killed by Reese. They didn't want to make a formal statement, but say they are happy Reese is back in custody. In Cleburne County, Josh Rosenthal, Fox 16 News.
Well, this isn't the first time Reese has been outside prison walls. Before his escape Monday, the Arkansas Department of Correction granted Reese emergency furlough twice. his most recent just last year. Fox 16's Caroline Whiteman explains how an inmate convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years behind bars can actually get out of prison on leave. Caroline, explain.
Well, Donna, there are 3 ways that a prison inmate can get out of prison on furlough: for a work release, for good behavior, or, like in Reese's case, for a medical emergency of a family member. He attended a family member's funeral last year. When criminals are sent to prison, typically the only way out is to finish the sentence. But the Arkansas Department of Correction grants furloughs under special circumstances, like good behavior or through work release.
These are inmates who hold a community job and they're about to go home. And that's a good way to ease them back into the community.
The third furlough type is only for family emergencies, such as a funeral. That's how convicted murderer Curtis Reese got out, and when someone took this picture of him.
Our inmates all have families. They all have mothers and daddies and brothers and sisters that are out in the community. And sometimes those people get sick and sometimes they pass away.
But furloughs come with strict rules and regulations.
They're only a few hours long. They have to be escorted. The family has to pay for the cost of the law enforcement officers who escort them, and then they have to come back.
The Department of Corrections says furloughs are not only humanitarian, but necessary.
Now imagine you're locked up. You don't want to be here. You're facing a long sentence and your mom is dying. Then your mom dies and you can't even go to the funeral. Your behavior inside would be atrocious. Absolutely so. So to save ourselves that problem, then we grant emergency furloughs.
And Reese could get furlough again in the future.
He's not ever going to get a meritorious furlough because of this escape. There is the possibility that somewhere down the road that he might be granted an emergency furlough.
Less than 1% of prison inmates are granted furlough for good behavior. When they do receive it, they can take it every 6 months for up to 5 days. Reporting live in Little Rock, Caroline Whiteman, Fox 16 News.
Dinah Tyler makes a good argument, but I think there are still some people who would disagree with this policy. So basically, Caroline, what you're telling me is furloughs are just a normal part of prison policy. They do this all the time?
They do. They say they have furloughs going on all the time and that they work really well, particularly for managing inmates. It's much safer for the officers, and they say it's the right thing to do.
Oh, very interesting. All right, Caroline, thanks. And this issue of prison furloughs certainly had people in our newsroom talking today, and we do want to hear from you. There are plenty of ways you can reach us. Go to fox16.com, click on Rants and Raves, and post your comment, or pick up the phone and call us. The number 501-217-4416, and watch Fox 16 News at 10 and see, because we might use your rant or your rave in our newscast.
Now, Arkansas's certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin.
A fairly cool night out there, but seasonably so. It really feels like the beginning of November after a relatively mild afternoon, and we still have quite a bright moon out there this evening. You see that moon coming up above the horizon, giving a little bit of light to the nighttime skies. Take a look at temperatures today in the low 70s across central Arkansas, just slightly above average temperatures, but notice even warmer across western Arkansas, where temperatures near 80 degrees. Around Mena, 80, almost 80, I should say, near 80 in Texarkana, and upper 60s north and east. Now, as those winds start to increase out of the southwest as we get towards the end of the weekend into the weekend, we're talking about some warmer temperatures. Right now, down into the upper 40s to mid 50s, a little bit cooler around Searcy at 48. Otherwise, mid 50s around Hot Springs, 54 Arkadelphia, and 55 right now in Little Rock. Mostly clear skies out there. A little patch of clouds well to our northeast. And as we take a look at the future forecast, there's that patch of clouds moving more towards the south and east as we go through the overnight hours, staying mostly clear across central Arkansas going through tonight and into tomorrow. No threat of rain for tomorrow for those Friday night football games. So there's some good news. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. This is what it looks like as you get up. You're getting ready for work tomorrow morning, early at 6 a.m. Clear skies, temperatures in the upper 40s, and by 8 a.m. still about 48 degrees. Remember, sunrise really not that much before 8 o'clock, so we don't really get much in the way of any warming as we go towards 10 a.m. Then those temperatures really start to warm up a bit faster and up to around 70 degrees. Very comfortable for lunchtime on your Friday. And we're talking about a dry and almost warm afternoon coming up, and that warmth is going to extend into at least part of the weekend, but it's not going to last for all that long. I'll show you when another shot of cooler air is going to move on in your 7-day forecast.
New tonight in the Fox 16 crime alert, the Faulkner County Sheriff's Office says investigators have a couple of persons of interest in this week's shooting death of a Conway businessman. Deputies found 60-year-old Larry Billings shot in the head Tuesday in his home. They found no signs of forced entry, no weapon, and his blue Nissan Titan missing. Captain Matt Rice with the Sheriff's Office says they have identified a couple of possible motives for the crime, but so far, no arrests. And breaking news tonight, less than an hour ago, Little Rock police arrested 2 suspects for a weekend homicide. Fox 16's Hubert Tate just back from the police department with the report. Hubert, what does it say?
Kevin, this all surrounds the murder at Terrace Place apartment Saturday. This evening, police detectives say they got information leading them to the suspects. Just after 8 tonight, they walked the accused to jail. Do you have anything you want to say?
I can say, I don't know why I'm locked up for. I ain't do nothing. I ain't harm nobody. They got the wrong person.
Little Rock police say 22-year-old Joe Bell and 23-year-old Jonathan Madison are responsible for shooting and killing Victor Rosa. This afternoon, authorities arrested the 2 in North Little Rock with the help of the U.S. Marshals. Investigators say the 26-year-old was murdered last Saturday night while standing outside Terrace Place apartment complex. Witnesses say the suspect shot Rosa in the chest after giving them his wallet. Tonight, Bell and Madison are charged with capital murder. Tomorrow, they will appear before a judge for a bond hearing. This investigation is not over yet. Police say there may be additional suspects. Kevin and Donna.
So they took his wallet? So was the robbery the motive behind this?
Robbery was the motive behind this, and police say that that's the reason this is a capital offense, because robbery was committed at the same time as the murder, so that's why they're charged with capital murder.
And are they giving any indication as to what led them to Bell and Madison? Because I remember us doing a story earlier in the week where Rosa, the victim, how a lot of Latinos were afraid to come forward for fearing of being deported.
They're not saying exactly what led them to these 2 suspects, but as you know, a language barrier was found in investigating this, and thankfully they were able to overcome that, but they're not saying exactly what led them to these 2 people.
Okay, all right, thank you. Well, families evacuated out of the path of Superstorm Sandy are now making their way back home.
Monday was the time for us to hunker down. The light of day on Tuesday was a time for us to feel sad and sorrowful. Wednesday was to begin to plan, and Thursday starting to act.
Next on Fox 16 News at 9, the slow but encouraging progress some communities are making in the aftermath of Superstorm Sandy.
You're watching Fox 16 News at 9 with Donna Terrell, Kevin Kelly, sports with David Rath, and Arkansas's certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baskin. This is Fox 16 News at 9.